Sure, abuti honestly.
You know, over this past weekend where we had the ANC going to the Western Cape, it started off with some door-to-door campaigns. And in these door-to-door campaigns, there were scuffles, there were things being said. One being none other than the Deputy President Paul Mashatile saying that the DA had neglected the people in Khayelitsha and other places around there, mainly being these colored and black areas, and only focusing on the affluent areas, Cape Town, all these affluent places where they know the majority of the rich people live. Went on to hear the DA go and deny this, denying something that they know is true. But having said all of this, now we finally have somebody who represents the community, part of the forum from Khayelitsha, who is here to talk and rubbish the DA claims and actually proving the ANC right that the DA had long neglected many of the people. Let's listen a bit on what he says here and have a take on that.
Influx laws and also the Group Areas Act post the liberation movement's victory in 1994. Khayelitsha Development Forum was formed 1995 as a reconstruction development program forum, which we started to actually see tremendous development from what was a dump site up until 2001, when Khayelitsha was identified by then President Thabo Mbeki as an urban renewal site together with Mitchell's Plain. That's when we've seen transformation until the DA took over in 2009, which we've seen how development have been reversed in Khayelitsha. So yes, we've welcomed the ANC, and our only hope, as we were persuading leaders of the ANC, was that please bring back what was then identified as an urban renewal node in Khayelitsha.
So, we did see the Deputy President of the ANC accusing the DA of neglecting.
And that is proof of saying that they do not even understand what the DA is doing. They just see a reversal in their community. But the DA is just claiming. I do not really know what they've been smoking. But now she's asking a much more important question directly to what the Deputy President of the country had said. I'm not an ANC voter at all, but we have to be honest when somebody says something that is true. Not saying that the ANC have been doing much better in other places across the country, because they are failing dismally. They are failing. But I want you to listen to this question and answer so that we can actually understand. We can actually understand what people who live in Khayelitsha have got to say. What they have got to say about this people or this party that only serves in the so-called white or into efficient areas of the people who are more wealthy. That's who they care about. They don't care about the people. They don't care about development in those places. Those places smell, they reek of sewages, of garbage. But they will never admit to this.
Places such as Khayelitsha, speaking of the unsanitary conditions and the raw sewage and the trash-filled streets, do you believe that the DA has neglected places like Khayelitsha in the Western Cape?
I I fully agree. In fact, the DA is also aware of that if you look at Khayelitsha 15 years ago and now, I mean, the last time a school was built in Khayelitsha was under the administration of the ANC in the Western Cape. So, even now it's January, we'll be dealing with overcrowded schools where children don't have access to schools because of the overcrowding. If you look at the population of Khayelitsha, the statistics is overwhelmingly only at 379,000 according to the DA. But we know the influx in the Western Cape between the Eastern Cape, it's on a weekly basis over 700,000, which we believe Khayelitsha is in excess of 2 million people already. But for political reasons, the DA keeps on only servicing 379 to 400,000 people. You can see our infrastructure has actually collapsed because of the overpopulation, which if you come to Khayelitsha now and you go to Camps Bay, Simonstown, you'll see a totally different picture. Because the aspiration of the DA is to only service the affluent areas and leave the poor working class areas like they are.
Well, I mean, in response to the Deputy President's accusations, the DA spokesperson spoke about how the city of Cape Town is the only municipality that spends the most in terms of the highest budget allocation in uplifting townships within the Western Cape, more than any other municipality countrywide. Are you seeing the benefits of those allocations of budgets within townships like Khayelitsha and other places like Mitchell's Plain?
It's quite obvious that the DA is living in another platform. The budget of the city of Cape Town is compared to the Namibian country's budget. However, as the biggest township, not only in Khayelitsha, but in the country, and ranked in the top 5 slums in the world, Khayelitsha remains very much poor and dilapidated. If you can go and take a walk around in Khayelitsha, you will not see the benefits of this big budget, but Khayelitsha in actual fact remains the biggest township. If you've seen the latest census, Western Cape has now become the top 5 biggest populations in the country with about 7 million. There's no other biggest township in the Western Cape other than Khayelitsha, but we don't see where this budget is being spent. So the DA is living just in a totally different world. It continues to invest in these affluent areas in terms of crime. It's 10 years ago since you've had a Khayelitsha Crime Commission, which has got clear recommendation, but the DA has not acted on that.
I mean, the local government elections will be taking place.
Well, I can't even articulate it even better. This guy from the Community Forum, he has laid it in such a way that it does not even need any more detailing or breaking down. He does not see what the spokesperson is talking about. In fact, I wish they could be on the same platform so they can show each other. They can actually put down points. And I believe this DA guy will fail dismally, because it's clear that the DA are living another out of touch with reality. We're talking about real sewages. Even saw a video last year, just before elections, where Gaten McKenzie had went to one of these colored communities. He showed the sewage in the middle of the streets. This is talking about 14 years, 15 years since the DA had been ruling that Cape Town. I mean, that Western Cape area. And they keep saying, we govern the best, we govern the best. But they will never show you these areas. But then you get other people like Ronaldo Host, who go and actually go back. The DA say that the ANC deputy president caught into lying. Please guys, you can no longer believe anything the DA says, because they pretend to be doing something but in reality they are doing nothing. And this, to me, looks like more of a regret from the people of Khayelitsha, of saying we keep putting our votes on these people. And not only Khayelitsha, the whole Western Cape. I would like for other communities to actually speak for themselves. Because now we just talk about one portion of the Western Cape, putting away the big cities. So make up your mind. Is the DA only serving the rich white, or they neglecting the poor black masses? Or are they actually serving those black masses who are evidently denying all of this and saying that they do not know in which world does the DA live? Make up your mind on that.